We're quite taken with AI, artificial intelligence, these days. But let me read to you what crud is taken to mean. Here we are then. CRUD is an acronym for create, read, update, and delete, which are the fundamental functions of a computer database. CRUD, C-R-U-D, is a fundamental concept in application design, databases, and computer programming. And here are the 4 CRUD operations. Create adds new information or records to a system, for example, adding a new phone number to your contacts. Read allows you to access and view data, for example, checking a specific detail, like a friend's birthday, or the way we use AI, of course, if you think about it, isn't it? And update allows you to modify existing records, for example, updating a colleague's work email in your contacts. And finally we have delete, removes data from a system, for example, clearing out old emails or removing a discontinued product from an inventory. CRUD operations are used in many applications that are supported by relational databases, such as Oracle database, and so on. It lists a whole heap of stuff. And then it says CRUD may also refer to a deposit or incrustation of filth, grease, or refuge. Another one is something disgusting or rubbish. And another, a contemptible person. Oh, I didn't know that. Another, a usual ill-defined or imperfectly identified bodily disorder. A game played on a billiard table. Wow. A former radio station of Rochdale College in Toronto, Canada. And a song by British rapper Getz from his 2021 album Conflict of Interest. Wow. Well, fancy that. Well, this seems to be rather a contemptible view then of, well, it's a contemptible view in many ways, but not originally. It was just an acronym. For create, read, update, and delete. Isn't that what we do in life? We might create some system of understanding or view of the world. Our experience leads us to value it, and we review it. We update it too from consequence of our experience. And in the end, we delete it. Well, we may not do these tasks very efficiently. For instance, without deleting, without death of that which is no longer of value to us because we have better, we simply become like a hoarder and absolutely swamped by the data that we have. And then, of course, we devise a a search engine to try and pick out what's still of worth amongst all this junk laying around us. If we're wise, we sweep the rest into the bin. We haven't done that perhaps sufficiently with our spiritual life, and we may just be left with an incredibly encumbersome religion that's anything but life to us. We may alternatively have stopped creating, of course. We're not adapting to really what our experience is, which is not happiness and fullness of life at all, but anything from a dull, lifeless monotony to a hellish experience of things that just don't fit. We may, of course, have an incredible amount of stuff that we've created, and we don't review it. So there's no chance of distinguishing the good from the bad. It's just laying there dormant, and we're in a humdrum existence of ritual and repetition that we're not even reviewing, we're not even noticing really, we just do it. And wondering what the meaning to life really is. And of course we may be scared to death of deleting, mightn't we? Oh dear. What a shame. We've come to worship the extant body of wisdom and can't imagine doing without it for anything better. Can't imagine the anything better. Stopped creating, you see. That's the real death. Before you leave. So, AI is not what you thought. AI is the extant body of wisdom. And if it's not being added to, creativity, not being reviewed, missed when you're needing it, not being updated, and not deleting that which is now defunct and irrelevant, wrong, or what have you, then your wisdom's in a bad way, if that's what you're reliant on. Not only that, but apparently you're using a mass body of wisdom database that you didn't fill. You were not master of as regards its content. You were using such as more than a friend, an advisor, even a substitute for your own analysis and data mining. You may have used a search engine that was not your own and is selecting with priorities that are not really what yours are, and being influenced accordingly. It's as simple as that. What's your defense against such dangerous byroads as you might therefore entertain. Well, you've lost much of your own individuality by not having your own database. And people do, of course. They have their own selection of music that they can access. They keep back their own videos that they find helpful. They keep record of information on all sorts of things that they find of value and interest that was particularly helpful. But of course we forget what might be of particular relevance to us in any decision making, and so we rely on the search engine that is provided to sift out what might be relevant to us at present. We need to be very specific as regards what we're searching for, what we're asking for, and the bias, so to speak, our bias that we want. And of course someone else might be in charge of the deletion on the database so that what we thought we put in and the comprehensiveness of what we're asking for is influenced accordingly. Well, to state an extreme, quite simply, you're playing with fire, aren't you? You're relying on authority that you don't have command of, and possibly company that you didn't choose. But your search engine is resulting in accordance with a mishmash of data that's being made available. Or at best a mass of random information that's being collected, and at worst an imposition of a wisdom that's not your own. In short, you're grabbing a lift of a leviathan by the tail. Your personhood is at risk. Look, it's nothing new. We've been doing that with religion for thousands of years. The only difference is we're now doing it with a sort of secularity of research, data, experience data from whatever we mean by society. In short, you're turning your future into what amounts to a random walk through the experiences of all the individuals in society that have registered their particular view. And the which have not been deleted by you know not who. In short, the devotion to AI is the equivalent of a devotion to scripture. It's had a very doubtful record in the past few thousands of years, and AI is simply a continuation of such. Quite simply, we have become extremely religious, and our hope is technology, information store, another aspect of bureaucratic control, which turns out to be no control of where the organisation's going at all, but rather a repetition of the same mistakes based on a database rather than a creative life, review, update, and deletion. In short, our worshipped AI, God of our age, is another version of a defunct religion, the dominant cause of all our problems. How amazing! What a turnout for the books. I'm come that you might have life, and have it more abundantly. Not the world's update on religion. In short, we are worshipping power and ability, not love and individuality, the uniqueness of a family, rather than the facelessness of modern society, devoid of human relationship. We are instead relating in a new, formal, religious way, according to the structure of our, Wi-Fi'd society. Is all religion bad? Is all AI automatically bad? No, it's just in danger of remaining in its infancy until the individual has taken control of the who that it's asking, according to the values of the individual that's asking. Freedom of religion is not the having of no religion, but rather your own religion. Or to be more specific, not to suffer the cultural religion of your society, but what you take to be your own wisdom according to the values that uniquely define you. Namely, that you have freedom of creativity according to your own values. Does such make easily managed societies? In the long run, perhaps, but none of us are here long enough for the long run. So we will limp along with AI religion as our instrument of social control and harmonization, a guardian of a specific order and ordering, a new development of the body of agencies of socialization that make up societies, that stream the wisdom of the individual into some sort of managed whole that we call a culture. That perhaps will await the next turn in technology. AI is simply a development of much of the agencies of the past: family, schools, religions, the imposition of systems of economics, politics, And of course philosophy. The very substance of religion and our personhood. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.